Is ChatGPT a good study tool? That is the question that's been on my mind recently. I am a tutor. I tutor in person as well as virtually, and I have noticed a few students relying on ChatGPT to answer some questions that they have based on their schoolwork. Now, right off the bat, I'm not entirely opposed to AI or whatever advanced technology we're cooking up next, being part of learning, being part of school. But I am curious to know if it's actually accurate or not. So I thought I'd put it through its paces today. I am using the free version of ChatGPT. So this is just the basic GPT 3.5. The reason why I want to test this one is this is most likely the version that the average student is going to use. Because if you want to use the more advanced, updated ChatGPT 4, you do need to sign up. So I wanted to do the most basic version for today. Now I'm going to give it a fairly standard math question. Even if you don't understand a lot of math, hopefully you'll be able to follow along. So I'm just telling ChatGPT to solve the quadratic negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 12. And what that should do, or what the AI should do, is it should tell me 2 points on this quadratic that hit the x-intercept. And let's see if it does that. Looks pretty good so far. Okay. This actually looks pretty good. No complaints right off the bat. So it's giving me a pretty detailed explanation of what it did. It's explaining what solving a quadratic means, which is what I said earlier, is that we're looking for our x-intercepts, or where the quadratic is passing the x-axis. And the way we do that is we would set the quadratic to 0, and we could use the trusty quadratic formula to solve for our x values that make this true. Honestly, this explanation is pretty good. It's pretty thorough. So yeah, no problems there. However, there are a few cases where ChatGPT is going to give you the wrong answer. And surprisingly enough, it's actually for simpler questions in my personal experience. So here we have a pretty straightforward question. What is the cube root of 81? Okay, let's see what it says here. The cube root of a number is a value that, when multiplied by itself twice, gives the original number. In this case, we're looking for the cube root of 81. One way to find the cube root of a number is to recognize that 3 to the power 4 is 81. So since 3 to the power of 3 is 27, and 3 to the power of 4 is 81, the cube root of 81 is 3. So I can tell you immediately that that is incorrect. And I will show you why by following the actual explanation that ChatGPT gave us. So let's go to the calculator. And the reasoning that ChatGPT has given is that if you have a number and you multiply it by itself twice, I should get this value of 81. And it gave me an answer of 3. Let's try that out. So I need to multiply 3 by itself once, which would give me 9. Do it one more time, I get 27. And that matches exactly what it wrote down here, where 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So I'm not really sure what it's thinking here, because it's specifically stating 3 to the power of 3 is 27, and then immediately contradicting itself, saying that the cube root of 81 is 3, which is incorrect, because 3 to the power of 4 gives us 81. And that is not a cube exponent. That doesn't make sense. What actually makes sense is, I believe, the number 4.33. If I set this to the power of 3, or if I cube this value, I get roughly 81. So it's not a whole number as an answer, but it should be around 4.33. And then if I were to cube root 81, what I'm doing is I'm basically dividing this number by 4.33 three times, or twice, sorry. And we get our original value. So honestly, ChatGPT is flat out wrong here. And I just wanted to give you a quick comparison to when it gets something really right and gives you a really good explanation versus when it just completely misses the mark. So I wouldn't say to never use ChatGPT. Just be aware that it can make mistakes. And as you can see at the very bottom here, it even says ChatGPT can make mistakes. So always keep that in mind. Also, if you are learning a brand new concept, I would hold off on using ChatGPT. If you know a little bit of the material already and then you're just using it to study and improve, then I'm more open to the idea. But if you go to ChatGPT completely unaware of what's right versus what's wrong because you haven't learned the material yet, it'll be very hard to discern when the AI is getting things wrong. So just keep that in mind when you're studying, especially heading into exam season. Thanks for watching and take care.